how you doing? Thank you for being here. I'm Instructor Dorian Jenkins. In today's video, we're going to be talking about improvising. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about improvising with the Dorian mode. In my last video, I talked about how to improvise with the Ionian mode. In the last video series, I showed you all 7 modes. So if you don't know those, I'd highly recommend going out and checking those out. Make sure you know all 7 of them because it can really help you to master the fretboard. Okay. So in this particular instance, we're going to be talking about the Dorian mode. Let's just say the Dorian mode right here in A. The Dorian mode is a minor mode. We know that because of where the notes are located. If we make a bar chord over the, like an A major bar chord right here at the 5th position, this note right here is our 3rd, okay? In the Dorian mode, it's not here, it's right here. So that tells us that it's a minor mode, okay? So it'd be perfect for playing like in the key of A minor. Alright, now, a couple things that you want to do when you're improvising with the melody, with the scale is, first of all, really get to know that scale. Really know it very, very well, okay? Know the pattern. One thing I've mentioned many times about, playing guitar is think in patterns. If you think in patterns and you can visualize stuff, you'll have to practice your visualization skills. If you do that, it'll make it a lot easier to learn the instrument, okay? So work on that. That's very, very important. Number 2, I would recommend looking at the notes that make up the, if you know the notes that make up the scale, that's going to help you with creating chords that come out of it, and that's going to help you create chord progressions to solo over, because that's what you want to do. You're working on improvising, soloing over chord progressions in a particular key. In this particular key, say we're in A minor, so we want to, if we know some of the chords that come out of that particular scale, we can create some chords that go with it that we can improvise over the top of. Number 3, I would recommend knowing the formula as well. The formula, meaning the half steps and whole steps. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 8. So in this particular mode, we have the flat 3rd and the flat 7. And it's those flats that make up the character of the mode. So if you know that, that's going to really help you to get the character out of the mode when you're improvising with it. And another thing that's great about this mode too is that the minor pentatonic resides within the mode as well. So in a sense, like you have the A minor pentatonic, which would be right here. Right? Now the Dorian mode is going to add a few more notes in there. It's going to add this note in here, so that's going to give it a certain type of sound. You can tell that that 2 gives it a certain type of tone to it. Different texture, different color. Different shade of color, I guess. This note right here, the 6, because normally you just have the flat 7, but now we're adding the 6 in there as well. So. So we're adding 2 notes in there, the 2 and the 6. So that's definitely going to give you something a little bit more to play with as well, okay? And it's these half steps that give it its character, as opposed to like when you're playing your pentatonic scales. Those are just made up of whole steps and steps and a half. Step and a half is a fret and a half, so 3 frets would be a step and a half, 2 frets would be a whole step. So you have a step and a half, whole step, whole step, whole step, step and a half, step and a half. With the Dorian mode, you're going to add some of these half steps in there as well. So now you have whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. Now it's just a matter of, working with that scale. I would also recommend knowing where the roots of the notes are too, and the key that, like if you're playing, say we're playing this D in A minor, so know where the A's are. There's one here, there's one here, there's one there. Those are good like starting and stopping points when you're playing, okay? And the last thing that I would recommend is really getting to know the pattern in all positions, not just, you know, let's see, right here I'm playing it in A, but what if we played it in G? You know, what would it be in G? What if we played it in C up here at the 8th fret? What if we played it in D? And then you can have these two notes in there as well. And so it's half steps that really give it its character. So if you've been playing the pentatonics and you say, yeah, I want to add some other things in there to give it some kind of spice, a little bit different flavor, this is a perfect example of what to do with that. Playing E Dorian. So make sure you know it all over the fretboard, no matter, and know exactly what key you're in, and also know what mode it is. So if you're playing, say, D Dorian right here at the 10th fret, what major scale, what major key does that come out of? It comes out of C major. So as you go through the modes, you want to also know what major key do they come out of. Some of them are major, some of them B minor. And work on just like some backing tracks, okay? That's what I would recommend doing. Work on, you know, just playing with some backing tracks, find or create your own tracks, whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is, you know. Just, you know. And improvising is just, you know, a matter of just working with it. And remember, improvising is just making stuff on the spot, okay? It's not really knowing all the information, okay? Like all the chords and knowing what the chords are and you know, you want to be able to create something on the spot. That's improvising, okay? It seems like to me when I come across guitar players as a guitar instructor, I come across guitar players who can do one of the two. Either they can, like, you know, play solos that are pre-written out, you know, like a blueprint, follow the blueprint, or they can improvise, make up stuff on the spot, but they can't do both. I would highly recommend, if you know how to do one or the other, one, work on the other so that you know how to do both. If you're good at doing like solos, following the blueprint of what's already been written, work on improvising, making stuff on the spot. Master your intervals of the scale. You know, a lot of improvising just comes with just practice, you know. So that's what I would recommend doing, working with that. Know the chords, the notes that come out of it. Figure out what kind of chords that you can solo over. Put on some backing tracks in that particular key and just go for it. Don't, you know, because a lot of times you're not going to know, when it comes to improvising, you're not going to know the chords. You just got to know the key. A person will say, all right, it's in the key of C, let's go. You just got to, you know, go for it. And if you work with your scales and you play them in the right place and you play them in the proper position on the fretboard, it'll sound good. But you just got to work with it. You got to put in some time and practice, okay? So that's our video today on the Dorian mode. If you like this video, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, share it if you'd like. You know, some people are looking about how to learn how to improvise. Next video, we're going to show a little bit more about how to do with the Phrygian and some of the other scales that are really going to help you out with improvising. All right, so if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. You know, hit the bell for notifications. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below, or if you have any, you know, pointers in improvising that you've discovered, be sure to leave those in the comments below as well. All right, and until our next lesson, keep practicing. We'll see you then.
Audio Jungle.